because the staff on this campus are on strike. And they're on strike because management on this campus have refused to offer them a decent deal. Management on this campus are offering them a real pay cut. A real pay cut in a context where the university has made over $100 million in profit last year. And so we're here to say the universities should not be run like corporations. They should be run as educational institutions. And so students and staff on this campus are standing up and defending their rights and their education. So everyone, a round of applause for the staff on this campus. And now a round of applause, another round of applause for the students on this campus who stood with the staff all the way through. All right, not too much talking. So our first speaker today is Kurt from the NTU. Where are you, Kurt? There he is. He's going to be giving a staff perspective about what's going on this campus and how we can help support. So make him feel welcome, everyone.
Right. So, militant geography lectures in the freaking house here. Woo! So first of all, I just want to say, obviously, thank you to all of you who've contributed to this fight that we've been having with the university. At least in September over this agreement, but as I think many of you here know, this is a struggle that's been going on for quite a bit longer than that. I've been working at this place since 2004, and I can tell you that with that perspective, my working conditions have got way worse over that time in the same way that student learning conditions have got way worse. Courses are being cut, and we've got far less offerings in our part of the university than students who came through here 10 years ago had. And of course, what that means is that there are more and more students crowded into smaller, fewer course offerings. And of course, that means that the quality of what you get has to decline, because we just don't get to have that encounter and that experience of working really closely with small groups of students like we used to have. So I guess, you know, our main message all along has been that your learning conditions and our working conditions are very much part of the same struggle, and that's why it's important that we're all out here together today. So right on, folks.
Yeah.
Listen to those whistles. So listen, we're at a really crucial point in this fight right now, because we've been negotiating for a long, long time with these guys, and our strikes and our actions across this campus have got us lots of wins, but we're not quite over the line yet. We've got wins around casualisation. We've got wins around, staff positions that are with decent conditions of job security for recent graduates. We've got all this stuff that we have to keep fighting, because there's no way in hell that after everything that me and all my fellow staff members have done for the last few years, we're going to be told by this Vice-Chancellor that we deserve a pay cut in real terms. No way in hell. And I won't be told that by a dean of a law faculty, and I sure won't be told that it's us that are militant and out of touch when this management have been the militant people all along, and when, frankly, a dude who's getting a bonus every year that's bigger than my salary doesn't get to call me out of touch, right? I'm here meeting with fellow staff members and students every 2 weeks for every one of the claims that we formulate, and we know we've got the support of staff, and we know we've got the support of students like you, so we will keep fighting on. And the main next little moment in our struggle here at Sydney University, of course, is Open Day, and we know that that is an action that has got management a little bit upset and concerned. So it's really important, yes indeed, so it's really important that we keep building this and make that Open Day action as huge and loud and colourful and angry as we can, because that's what's going to get us over the line. So we're keeping these pickets going. Solid rally today, folks, and thanks for the chance to talk to you all. Right.
The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. Students and workers will never be defeated. Students and workers will never be defeated. All right, thanks for the whistling. Our next speaker actually is an expert on strikes and industrial struggle. He's a comrade from Indonesia who's in Australia giving some talks. I'll allow Vivian here to introduce him, but he's here just to show his solidarity with the strike here on this campus and the student struggle as well. So make him feel welcome.
Selamat siang semuanya.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Saya Sultoni dari Indonesia hadir di sini untuk memberikan dukungan dan solidaritas atas perjuangan di sini.
My name is Tony. I'm here from Indonesia to provide you with support and solidarity from us in Indonesia.
Ya, di sini saya mewakili gerakan buruh, mewakili gerakan rakyat di Indonesia, memberikan dukungan karena yang diperjuangkan di sini dengan perjuangan kami di sana pada dasarnya sama.
I represent the workers, I represent the people of Indonesia who are facing the same struggle and problems that you here today are facing and fighting against.
Perjuangan kawan-kawan semua di sini adalah perjuangan kami. Perjuangan di sini adalah perjuangan kami. Dan kami akan terus mendukung setiap perjuangan menuju perubahan yang lebih baik.
Your struggle is our struggle. Every fight for better change is our fight too.
Perubahan yang kita dambakan itu hanya bisa diperoleh dengan kekuatan persatuan. Persatuan pekerja dengan mahasiswa, persatuan pekerja mahasiswa dengan rakyat. Karena dengan bersatu kita akan bisa memperoleh kemenangan bersama.
If we want to win, we have to unite. The students and staff must unite. We must unite with the people. If we're going to win, that's how it has to be.
Kondisi pekerja di Indonesia pada kondisi yang juga sama-sama mengenaskan, ditindas. Pendidikan di sana juga masih mahal. Oleh karenanya, kita berencana di sekitar bulan Oktober sampai November, Indonesia akan melakukan mogok nasional, buruh, mahasiswa dan rakyat yang tertindas untuk menuju perubahan.
We face the same issues. Even education in Indonesia, it's too expensive, just like here. In October, November, we're planning a national strike. That means the workers, the students, the people, we're going to come out together.
Terakhir, teruslah berjuang. Yang kita lakukan tidak pernah sia-sia. Teruslah bergerak karena kita akan memperoleh kemenangan pada waktunya. Hidup perjuangan Australia.
We're going to keep fighting until we win. Go Australia, go!
That's great. Thank you so much, comrade. Solidarity with workers all around the world is an important principle of the left and of unionism. Our final speaker today is Bridget Gazoro. No, that's not it. Bridget McFadden, I should say, who's a student and an activist here from the Education Action Group. And she's going to lead us off on the march after speaking.
Hey everyone, I've got a few words. I'm just going to keep it brief. Fuck Spence. Fuck his cup. Fuck his so-called values. Fuck the managerial class he represents. Fuck the system that created him. Fuck fees. Fuck BSU. Fuck the cost of living. Fuck youth allowance below the poverty line. Fuck poverty in general. Fuck those who know the price of everything but the value of nothing. Fuck homophobes. Fuck sexists. Fuck bigots. Fuck the Popo and fuck the Pope. Fuck the 370 bus. Fuck getting coffee seeds out of your teeth when you're eating a bun. Fuck the haters. Fuck the federal government's cuts. Fuck the Labour Party. Fuck the Liberal Party. Fuck Kevin Abbott. Fuck Tony Rudd. Fuck Parliament. Fuck neoliberalism and all its apostles. Fuck corporations. Fuck austerity and fuck capitalism. Fuck the fact that we have to stand here demanding a basic right. Fuck paying for racism instead of education. Fuck the mainstream press for letting them get away with this. Fuck Rupert Murdoch. Fuck all the enemies of education. And fuck obscenity laws. As Percy Shelley said, rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep fell onto you. Ye are many, they are few. Thanks, guys.
education. Today, another student was arrested. This just shows that the uni is willing to go to invite cops onto campus to arrest students who are just there to respect their staff and fight for better quality of education. Fucking shameful!
Fuck the ALP!
Not only is our education under attack from our own university management, but the government, the fucking ALP, is ripping $2.3 billion of funding out of higher education. In recent weeks, various ALP members have been trying to defend these cuts, claiming they simply have no money to fund our education. But we know this is fucking bullshit, because they are spending billions of dollars to send refugees to Nauru and Manus Islands and to resettle them in Papua New Guinea. So that's why we are all here today, to demand that our government fund our education and not refugee deportation. So I'd like to welcome Warren Roberts up to give an acknowledgement of country. Warren?
Yeah, Warren. You're being suppressed.
Stand up there.
Yeah.
Stand up for what's right.
Okay, there's not enough room on the footpath, so I might stand over to Do people just want to move up a little bit?
So I just want to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we would gather here today, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, and make sure that you pay respects when you walk on this land, and make sure that we have a better education for Indigenous Australians as well. So cheers.
All right, guys. So, Ellie let everyone know about the strike that's been happening at Sydney Uni, and it's really important that students and staff see each other as allies, because we are all in the same institution. When the teachers have no time, have no energy, have no safety, have no permanency, they can put less focus on our education, let alone their own lives. And so students and staff around the country are uniting in a joint struggle today. And so to hear from the NTU, we have Graham McCulloch, the General Secretary of the National Tertiary Education Union. So make him feel welcome.
Thank you, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here today to offer the National Tertiary Education Union's national support for your demonstration and protest today. Why are we here? We're here because we are facing the widest and deepest cuts to the university system since the 1996-97 Vanstone cuts. Shame on this government. The government says there are no cuts, that investment continues to rise in the sector. But this is a lie. It's a lie in two ways. First, we've seen direct cuts to the university budget since 2011 of more than $4.4 billion, 55% of which is borne by students in the form of disadvantaged loans being converted instead of being delivered directly as grants, to find students now paying 41 to 42% of the cost of their course. But for staff who work in the institutions, and particularly who are required to deliver quality higher education, they've also seen cuts of $500 million to teaching and learning programs, $600 million to research programs, and $900 million in the form of an efficiency dividend. All of that adds up to more than $500 per student real cut in university grants between 2012 and 2016. The Labor Party is laying the groundwork for a further commercialisation of our university system. As I speak to you now, the HECS debt rises by $150 a second, by $9,000 a minute, by $550,000 an hour, by $13 million a day, by $90 million a week, and by $4.5 billion a year. And by 2017, the HECS debt will top $45 billion and will be the second largest debt per GDP in the country after housing. Students face the struggle with low allowances, poor loans, long hours, access to casual work at low pay, and on top of that are required to graduate into an increasingly competitive labour market carrying that kind of debt. Now, while we condemn the Labor Party for these cuts, be under no illusion as we face a federal election that if Tony Abbott wins government, and particularly if Tony Abbott wins control of the Senate, the scale and depth of the cuts and the burden to be borne by students will be deeper again. We only need to look to the UK and the Cameron government, the Cameron Tory government, to see a picture of the future that might fall upon us. A future in which grants have been cut by more than 10% in the UK, where now the humanities and social sciences receive no government subsidy whatsoever, and where we've seen job losses for academic and professional staff of more than 10,000. That is the future that Tony Abbott offers. So our challenge is to send a message in two ways. First, to send a message on election day that we won't accept Tony Abbott, that we won't accept the Labor Party's cuts. But secondly, to see what we have today and see what we have across the country as the start of a continuing movement to hold the Labor Party to account. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so what are we going to say to our government? No ifs, no buts, no education cuts! 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 Okay. So next up speaking we have Lee Rhiannon, who is the Australian Greens Senator for New South Wales. Lee's been a long-time activist and a constant supporter of our No Cuts campaign. Thanks, Lee.
I do acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet and pay tribute to their history, their culture and their ongoing contribution to our communities. The Greens stand here with you today. We stand here with you for free education, to lower the level of casualisation of staff, to ensure that we lift staffing conditions so we can lift education standards, something you all have a right to. When I was walking down from Sydney University, one student here asked me, when I went to university, which is back in the 1970s, did we have National Day of Actions? Well, we didn't actually, and it got me thinking about what it was like. I'm one of those people who was the first in my family to have the opportunity to go to university. And I think it's worth making some comparisons, because my guess is that a lot of those politicians from Labor and the Coalition who are cutting higher education by $2.3 billion, refusing to give the increases, are people like myself who benefited from free education, and that's only a few decades ago. So I go to university for 4 years. 4 years I didn't have to work, I got free education and I got a scholarship. Yeah, life was tight, but we had tutorials. We were not the 150. When I was over at Macquarie University last week, they told me that that's what they often have to put up with. What they now call lectorials, because the numbers are so ridiculous. We had staff who had reasonable conditions, who could take us on excursions. We had the tubes, so we had the face-to-face regular interactions with staff. And they're the conditions we want to get back to. That's why the Greens are really working to make higher education a top priority in this election campaign. Because it's not just Labor that cut the $2.3 billion from the higher education budget back in April. The Coalition have been there with Labor with these cuts, ignoring the very important recommendations that there should have been, not a cut, but a 10% increase in the budget for higher education. And that's what the Greens are taking to this election campaign. Restore the cuts, increase the budget by 10%. And that's minimal, we acknowledge that. It runs out to about a $1.5 billion increase over the next 4 years. And so many people today have asked me, how do you pay for it? We're a rich country, the money's there, it's what you spend it on. What the Greens are saying, we close the loopholes in the mining tax, hit the big banks, bring in a millionaire's tax, and add the subsidies to the fossil fuel industry. That brings in, that will bring in about $40 billion. You don't need to rob higher education to pay for schools. That's one of Labor's scams. So when we go to the election, and for the next 3 weeks, let's make higher education our top priority. Our voice needs to ring strong to end the cuts, increase the funding, and send the strongest message to Labor and the Coalition that higher education needs to get funding, otherwise their promises about an educated nation is just hollow air. Thank you.
I'm from the University of Western Sydney, the Bankstown campus. I'm the Vice President of the SRC, and I'm the Chair of Bankstown. I'm also a National Union of Students delegate. Our university holds the poorest of the poor students. These cuts are going to devastate some of our students that are on AB study, off study, and are struggling to feed themselves on $2 a day. Their mindset is also going to be impacted. We have to understand that the people of the West, they have dreams. They have dreams of a better life, and university education offers exactly that. These cuts will mean that people will lose those dreams because the people of the West, most of them, including myself, are first-time university students. We don't know how the system works. We don't know that we have power. We don't know that we can change things until we get to university and we realise that we hold so much power in our hands. That we hold that through our working together, through our actions, through our collaborations with each other, we can change this. We can smash this. We can send the message to the Labor government and the Liberal government that we will not stand for these cuts. These cuts will not go ahead, and we will fight until they are reversed. The Labor government has not only attacked education, they have attacked single mothers. I am a single mother, and my payment was cut, and now I struggle to survive, supporting my child and looking after my father. Many women, middle-aged women who have lived with domestic violence are leaving university because they can no longer afford to stay at university so they can have a better life. So the Labor government has hit us not only with the university cuts, but they've hit us with many other cuts that affected me personally and has made me rethink who I will vote for in the next election. The next thing is Refugees, I visit them every week. Refugees are our enemy according to our governments. Shame on them. Shame on the Labor Party. We don't need to invest $3 billion on making drones go over the waters to see that refugees are not coming to attack us and take over our country. We don't need to spend another so many $1 billion on building 10,000 tents on PNG to house refugees that have got a right to seek asylum in this country. All these issues are our concerns. We are the leaders. You have the power. We are the people that are going to be the future leaders. We are studying because we care. We're all going to university because we want to make a difference. We want to impact our society, and by cutting our university funding, they are cutting our opportunities, the opportunities of the people of the West, the opportunities of people that have come here as refugees. On my campus, there are countless of refugees that come to university that struggle with their language, that struggle with having to work and support their families. But they come and they work hard because they want to have a future. They want to be productive citizens on this land. Refugees are our friends. Refugees can make such a difference in this country. For most of us that have grown up here, that haven't had to migrate from a country where you have been under threat, we don't understand their journey. I come from Chile. I had to migrate due to a dictatorship. And I can tell you that it's not fun living somewhere where your life is under danger all the time. I say that we...
It's just off.
Okay guys, we're never going to give up. Microphone's not going to stop us. I say that we look around here, turn around and look at the person next to you, and we make a commitment to continue this fight, to continue to come out onto the streets, to continue to work together across campuses. I salute all the people that have been working on this campaign. UTS, UNSW, the University of Sydney, Macquarie University, all the committed students that have met every week and have come together to paint banners, to talk, to go to lecture theatres, to leaflet, to pamphlet. I commend you, my brothers, my sisters, my comrades. It's up to us, it's up to each and every one of you to make this difference, a different story, to roll back this cut, to roll back what the government is doing to us. We can do it. We should march now and we should say, no ifs, no buts, no education cuts. No ifs, no buts, no education cuts.